Spider-Man 2 for the Nintendo GameCube. Okay, now that I have your attention. My name is Red Wizard. I want to preface this video by making one thing clear. When I say old games, I may mean something different to whoever's watching this. If you're born after 2010, before the 90s. See, I'm turning 25 next month. I was born in the year 2000. So when I say old games, I do mean anything beyond the modern landscape, but I mostly picture games from my childhood, such as Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube, Pac-Man World 2 for the GameCube, Sonic Heroes for the GameCube, the Legend of Zelda collection, which is actually none of these games are originally on GameCube, but you get my point. I don't just mean the GameCube, though. My first ever video game that I ever played was the Super Mario Bros. 3 re-release, because originally that game was on NES. I played it on the Game Boy Advance SP. I still remember, I think I was like 4 years old, and I remember I woke up from a nap, and I was sleeping on the floor because I just like sleeping on the floor for some reason. And my mom came in, and she told me that she had like a gift for me, or a prize or something. And she showed me the red Game Boy Advance SP, and she got herself a blue one, and I was just immediately in love. She got me Super Mario Bros. 3, and of course I fell in love with Mario. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing a Mario shirt right now. Mario would remain my favorite gaming franchise well into my childhood, but eventually, again, shout out to my mom, she got us a GameCube, if you couldn't tell. My cousin had a PS2, and I did play the PS2 at his house sometimes. Sometimes he'd bring it over to my house, but I honestly feel really lucky that I was like a GameCube kid, because if you are into like retro gaming at all, you probably know this, but the PS2 is the biggest selling video game console of all time. It absolutely fucking destroyed the GameCube in sales, but I liked the GameCube because it wasn't a multimedia device, which sounds backwards. Like, the reason the PS2 sold so well is because it could play a DVD. It could play DVDs as well, and a lot of people back then thought it was the cheaper option than DVD players at the time, which is cool. I love that, like, people's parents wanting a cheap DVD machine inadvertently got people into gaming, because, you know, their parents were like, well, we bought this PlayStation thing, let's throw some games on it, since it does that as well. But the GameCube, to me, was just this, like, magical entryway into the world of gaming. It did nothing else. It played games. That was it. Of course, we all know the infamous, or not infamous, I don't know why I said infamous, the famous intro screen, the don't. That shit's amazing. And, of course, if you were like me, you were horrified as a kid when it went and, like, spun, because that meant that your disc may be fucked. With these games, that happened to me multiple times. Pac-Man World 2, for example. I so frequently switched between this game and iNinja, which I do have iNinja. I don't have the case, though. It's actually in my GameCube right now. Pac-Man World 2 and iNinja, I swapped between them so often with the fury of an excited 6-year-old that I scratched them up. This specific copy, I've had since I was 12, so it's almost 13 years strong, and it still works fine. I learned my lesson. But, see, again, shout out my mom, man. My mom, anytime I messed up one of these games, my mom would go to this magical place called the flea market on those fateful Saturday mornings, and she would return with a new copy of either Pac-Man World 2 or iNinja, and because of that, I fell in love with these games. I played these games over and over and over and over, and I just love them so much. They just feel like different experiences. And see, my wife and I collect physical media, considering the current state of the world, where digital games, you don't even own them. Games are $90 fucking. Like, there's battle passes and shit. It's crazy. So we collect vinyl records, DVDs, video games. So I've been playing iNinja the most. It's honestly ahead of its time, I feel like. It's got this mechanic where you do these missions to get something called grades, and the more grades you get, you go up from, like, white belt to yellow belt to blue belt to green belt, red belt, black belt, and as you get up in the belts, there's, like, new missions you can do, and then also you can go back and play older missions with new trials. Like there's a time trial version of most missions. There's like a, collect all the red coins, and then on top of that, there's like side characters that have little challenges for you. And on top of that, the sword you have, like when you kill enemies, it like gets bloodied up with their green goopy blood, and there's like an end screen that shows how much blood's on your sword, and if it gets too messy, you upgrade to a new sword, and there's like a quick little lore drop about the sword. Like it actually has some interesting story. It's so replayable. I'm so interested in like its world, and I try my best like to just play it, and you do it for fun. And that sounds crazy to say. Like, of course you play games for fun. Games are supposed to be for fun. But what I mean is, like, there's no microtransactions. There's no battle passes. There's no artificial grind to drain your wallet. Like, the game is all there, and you're playing it for fun. And sometimes games don't feel like they're for fun. And I mean that with, like let's take some modern games that I love. Like Destiny 2 and Diablo 4. I like to see numbers go up. These games, they both have microtransactions, they have shops for cosmetics, it just fucking sucks. Both of them are built around, the core gameplay loop of Diablo and Destiny are to build up your character. You get them to be stronger, you unlock abilities, and you make yourself look cool. Like, that's part of the fun. But in Destiny 2 and Diablo 4, they do these things where they make the grind longer and more tedious by limiting how many rewards you can get through certain activities by the week, or they time gate story activities, and a lot of the time they do it so you play it longer and longer and longer in the hopes that you'll spend money on these cosmetics and you'll spend money on, battle pass tiers or whatever, and it just fucking sucks because it feels like this design language of games has changed. Now don't get me wrong, like I just said, I love Destiny and Diablo, but it doesn't feel like it's about having fun. It doesn't feel like it's about the gameplay loop, like it's about the experience, the art form. It feels like it's about keeping you roped up in it as long as possible and hoping you spend money. And this brings me to another point. I don't even mean super old games. I don't mean games from 15, 20 years ago. I mean, even if we take those two series, Destiny and Diablo, if you look at Destiny 1 and Diablo 3, they don't have this problem. They don't have this shit where it's like there's a shop that constantly has a notification and they want you to just pay your way to looking cool. Like, I remember in Destiny 1, there were these times where, I played it in 2014, 2015, and I would see some, crazy weapon somebody had, and I'd hop in the party and ask where they got it, and, go try to get it myself. And that's not exactly a direct comparison, because you don't pay for the weapons in Destiny, you pay for cosmetics, but it just felt so, different, because anytime you looked at someone that had something cool, you knew they earned it. Now it's there's a 50-50 chance they just paid $20, and that's why they look like that, or that's why they have that item. It's not the same. And same with Diablo 3. I mean, Diablo 3, when I played Diablo 4, I just want to shout out YouTuber Shirt. He put in his video, Stop Playing Games Efficiently, that games are a lot more fun when you play it like it's 2005, regardless of when they came out, because, our attention spans are fried, we run into a puzzle, we can't figure it out, we look up the answer immediately, or we just quit playing. So, to his point, when I played Diablo 4 this season, as I'm recording this, that's Season 8, Season 8 was pretty fun, but, I picked Rogue for my seasonal character, because I didn't have a Rogue yet, and then I just went straight to Google, straight to YouTube, and I just looked up Best Rogue Build Season 8 Diablo 4, and did that, and it got boring so fucking fast, because I just maximized my time. I didn't play the game, and now the end game is trivial and it's boring. Meanwhile, my friend Spud and I, and yes, his name is Spud, don't question it, we used to play Diablo 3 for hours upon hours upon hours, and we didn't look anything up. We read the skills, we decided what builds we wanted to use, we explored the game, stumbled into new stuff, and it was such a different experience from Diablo 4, for example. And of course there were things we didn't understand, the Kanai cube or whatever, but by the time we phased out of the game, we were running greater rifts. I feel like we would have figured it out eventually. And, it was a very rough time for me financially when we had that phase of playing Diablo 3. I didn't even live in my own place, and despite that, Like, we had so much fun with this game because there wasn't a constant paywall. There wasn't skins and battle passes, and, the season didn't cost $15 to participate in this time, and, we just played the game and had fun. And it just felt so different than it does now. Especially because we played couch co-op. He would come over and we'd play it together. Now Diablo 4 is again, I love Diablo 4. I'm not just trying to shit on new games, but it feels so different when you're playing online and you're just maximizing your build and you're just Googling how to do everything. And of course, I could restrain myself from doing these things, but again, our attention spans are fried. I'm working on it. I've been recently playing iNinja again, and it just feels so different. But shout out to games like Perish. That game has skins that are unlocked through challenges and gameplay and not money. But I'm willing to say it's not nostalgia. Nostalgia is not... nostalgia blinds you a little bit, sure, but I think old games were just better. Though I think there are exceptions like Perish and Elden Ring. Elden Ring's a great example. Elden Ring came out 2022, has one DLC. That's it. I didn't even buy the DLC. I hope to eventually, but... Elden Ring, I still got hundreds of hours in it, and it's so fucking fun. And it's this open world where you stumble amongst crazy shit, and you fight these intense, fun bosses, and you, discover, weapons and items, and, read about them, and get, drip-fed the lore, and it's such a fun experience that is not... I mean, they could have slapped it with all the new shit. They could have made it a battle pass, where, you get the best sword if you get to tier 50, and... I love hopping on Destiny 2 and doing raids with my friends every once in a while, but for a few months there, it's that was all I did, and I just don't want my gaming journey to be confined to replaying the same grindy activities in the game over and over and over, when there's just so many games out there to experience as, the art form that they are. There's so many games I mentioned before, as well as other games. I mean, the Halo campaigns... amazing, contributed heavily to my love for video gaming. Infamous Second Son, I was so addicted to that game that I played through it, then watched my friend play through it, and then we watched my other friend play through it. It's a single player game, and we all three just sat there over the course of days and took turns playing our own files and watching each other because we were so invested, and we wanted to see if one of us played as the good guy and one of us played as the bad guy. I wanted to see the different outcomes. Instead of just going to YouTube and looking up, what will happen if I do this? Just, doing it and seeing it. And, Bloodborne I've been trying to get into, and Cult of the Lamb, and Terraria, and Shadow of the Colossus, Bioshock Infinite. All these games are these amazing, artistic, fun gameplay and narrative experiences that I think are really being slept on in the name of grinding the same shitty, free-to-play battle pass nonsense all the time. Not that all those games are bad. I mean, look at Fortnite. Fortnite has evolved into basically a game engine. Fortnite has multiple games within it. That's cool as fuck. And the fact that it's free, that's insane. I'm not just shitting on modern games. There is some positive experiences that come out of modern games, but some of it just fucking sucks. But, we have indie games saving us from that. We have some AAA companies saving us from that. We have a lot of YouTubers who are making videos on topics like this, like Juniper Dev. Shout out Juniper Dev. I've been watching her a lot recently. So I don't think gaming is dead as an art form, or the gaming has no future or anything melodramatic like that. But I do think gamers need to take action. If gaming is truly going a direction where generative AI is in the code and in the art, and games are $80, $90, $100, and on top of that, you don't even own them, you're renting a license, I think I'd rather just focus on my backlog. I would rather experience games in a way that devs intended, not look up on the internet, just play them on, GameCube, Wii, Switch, PS4 games, these, self-contained experiences that have replayability, maybe some multiplayer, but they're not meant to be just grinded forever. Ground? Whatever. You know what I mean. Yeah, I'd much rather go to these amazing local game stores. We have some great ones here in South Carolina. My oven's going off because my food's done. I'll get that in a second. But there's some truly passionate nerds that own these local game stores, and I love talking to them about games I may have missed when I was younger, and it's like a wormhole through time to go to one of these places and check out GameCube games and get in the car and open it up and read the manual while my wife drives me home, and put my phone on D&D and pop that bad boy in and pretend it's 2006 outside. It's great. But yeah, if you stuck around for this whole video, I appreciate you greatly. I stream regularly on twitch.tv/realredwizard. I want to make some more videos in this format. It just takes a lot more like effort and time, so they'll be spread out a bit amongst the stream clips. But I really appreciate it if you stuck around for this. Come check us out on Twitch, and thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments some of your favorite retro games or your favorite modern games that don't fall into this trap we've talked about. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go get my food now.